In order to design a quality catalog, it is necessary to have all the information of the products in it: name, description, images, feature icons, and so on. Most companies do not have a specific tool to manage their product information effectively. So, most of the time, data comes from different sources, such as spreadsheets, text notes, emails, the company database, etc. Images and schemes are usually stored in different locations, and relating them to the correct product is not impossible, but still a very demanding task. The solution to this organizational chaos is called PIM, which stands for Product Information Manager. Sales Layer is a cloud-based PIM. This means you can use it on any computer or device connected to the internet. Sales Layer makes it easy and convenient to update and maintain all the technical and marketing information that defines a product. This way, spreadsheets, Word documents, and other diverse data are replaced by an intuitive, user-friendly online interface. In order to access Sales Layer, simply open a web browser and enter your user account information. At a glance, we can check the number of sections or categories of our catalog, the number of visible and invisible products, the number of formats of a product, the point of sale spreadsheets, the amount of images stored in the PIM, and the number of files in the PIM's library, such as PDF documents or Illustrator files. Further down, we can see a summary of the number of channels, and finally, a list of all the latest activity that took place in the PIM. If we access the Products section, Sales Layer will show us a grid with all the products kept in the PIM. Products are organized by families, which group products of the same type that have fields in common. A field is each of the characteristics that define a product. Once the products have been defined, they must be associated with a category. The structure of categories can be found in the Catalog section, where we can easily see how many products make up each one of them. We can easily filter the products that are being displayed by categories and subcategories. Also, we can use the quick search option to enter any word that appears in any of the fields of the product we want to find. We can also use quick filtering options such as labels, product status, or author. Finally, we can change the way Sales Layer displays the products, as a grid, as a list, or in the Excel mode, which in addition to showing the products as a table, allows us to edit their content. For example, we can change this price and drag the autofill box to change the price of several products at the same time. We are going to undo the change to leave everything as it was before. Sales Layer allows us to classify our products into categories and subcategories throughout the Catalog section. We can access the catalog from the dashboard, as we have done now, or from the side menu. We can quickly filter each of the catalog sections or categories from this handy drop-down menu. This will make it easier to navigate our products. The grid view is useful because it allows us to easily recognize our products. Sales Layer has a really simple status classification system. A green icon means that the product will be visible on any of the output channels, catalog, web page, etc. The orange icon represents the draft mode, meaning that the product is not yet ready to be published, perhaps because it lacks its photograph or because the translation into a second language is not ready. The invisible icon prevents the product from being published. It is often used, for example, to mark discontinued products. If we click on the product's image, Sales Layer shows us its datasheet. The product datasheet shows the product reference number, its name, its description, image, and any other field of information it deems necessary. When the number of fields describing a product is very high, you can organize them into tabs. Each tab will contain a specific set of fields. For this project, we have separated the fields into two tabs. The first one shows the basic information of the product, while we use the second one to enter specific data for the catalog. Sales Layer can work with more than 100 languages at the same time. Click on this icon to access a translation of a field. If we want to know which fields are waiting to be translated, we can use the Translation section. Here, we will see all the fields that we still have to translate or whose translation has not yet been validated. We can always check on the status and quality of the information of our products. Just click on the Quality Report menu to access a complete control panel. In each of the different sections, we can see how many fields are still missing or which products lack their image. In order to know exactly which fields are less completed, click the tab Tables and check the fields one by one. A green bar indicates that the field is filled in for most products, while a red bar indicates that there is still much to be done. For example, to quickly see which products do not have any data in the field Discount, just click in it, and Sales Layer will show a list of all the products that lack that specific data. All we have to do is to access a product from the list and write down the applied discount. Press Save and Complete to return to the previous list. Of course, we can fill in the discount percentages much faster by accessing the Excel mode. Here we have the column Discount. Now we just have to complete each of the products with the correct information. Usually, when a PIM is not available, the product information is found on a spreadsheet similar to this one. However, in addition to the difficulty of understanding how our information is classified, this type of document doesn't allow us to see the product image, link files, or relate products with accessories. Remember that a field is each of the variables that describe a product. In an Excel document, each field is represented by a column. This column stores the data of the unique reference of each product. We can store the product's reference, its name, its description, its price, the associated images, etc. In the Excel document, each line represents the set of fields of the same product. In the jargon of databases, a line is called a register. Therefore, the Excel document represents a database in which columns are the different fields and each row a record or product. Converting this spreadsheet into an easy-to-manage product image grid is as simple as selecting the data and choosing Edit Copy. If we now click the Import button, Sales Layer shows us 3 different formats we can import data with. As we have copied the data of an Excel document, we are going to click on the Excel icon. If we already know which family the data we are importing belongs to, we can select it in this drop-down menu. In case of not knowing it, we would select the option Without Family, and later we could change it for each of the products. Now we just paste the information. Don't worry about the appearance of your data. Later, you will see how Sales Layer recognizes it. look at the Switch button. If activated, Sales Layer will remember any previous data import and will correctly assign each Excel column to its corresponding field in Sales Layer. Now press the Import Data button. Notice how Sales Layer has recognized each of the fields that make up our Excel document. For each of the fields, we can select a name, which will be the one that Sales Layer will show us. We can associate it with one of the existing fields in our PIM or create a new field of any of the types offered by the application, such as text or image. If it is a text that must be translated, we can select the option Multi-Language and indicate which is the language of the field we are importing. If we do not want to import this field, we can click on the Discard button. If we are importing an image, Sales Layer can automatically create as many versions of it as we need, adapting the size and format to the different outputs, such as a printed catalog, a computer screen, or a mobile screen. As you can see, Sales Layer has correctly assigned each column to a field, and it will do so as long as the structure of the Excel file is the same. If we select this option, Sales Layer will mark with a draft icon all the products that already existed in the PIM but have been updated as a result of this import. This way, it would be very easy to detect the changes and to verify the new information. After clicking the Finish button, Sales Layer will import the Excel data in the indicated Sales Layer fields and will show a list of the products that have been created or modified. If we click on any of the entries, we will see how the product file was created and how the data has been correctly imported. Product reference, family, description, image. This is how your Excel document will be displayed once imported into Sales Layer. And this is the original aspect of your data. Which of the two do you prefer? As we've seen so far, Sales Layer allows us to import and manage the information of our products in a visually user-friendly way. So, now that we finally have quality data, it's time to share it with the rest of the world. In order to export product information, Sales Layer uses what we call channels. As you can see, one of the strengths of Sales Layer is the connectivity it offers. There are input channels such as the import connector that allows bulk data import from your current ERP system or database automatically and at certain time intervals. Others, such as the Excel export connector or the CSV export connector, are capable of generating a document in real time whenever a user needs it. The WooCommerce, PrestaShop, and Magento channels connect Sales Layer with the three most common used e-commerce platforms. The Amazon channel or the Mercado Libre channel allows us to publish product in real time. But for this tutorial, we're going to focus on the EasyCatalog connector, which will allow us to synchronize the product data with an InDesign document in real time. Let's now create a new channel to create a new catalog in InDesign with the product information stored in Sales Layer. First, we are going to give our connector a name, for example, Sales Catalog. We will now assign a private key to block unintentional access to our data. In the Languages section, we will mark the English language to make a catalog in English. Then, we can modify the language to automatically translate its content. In case our catalog would use more than one language simultaneously, we could mark the two languages for the same connector. Finally, we will select the Only Visible option so that Sales Layer doesn't show us products that are still in draft mode. In the Catalog tab, we can decide which family of products we want to publish. In our example, we will use them all, but sometimes a company decides to filter the data to make special catalogs. For example, we could choose Premium Selection electronic devices to create a catalog containing only electronic products. we can now see the fields that will be exported for each of the sections of the catalog, such as the section name or the section image. These fields will be common to all products in the same section and are usually used to create cover pages that introduce each of the sections of a catalog. Now, we will repeat the same steps to decide which fields we want to export, but in this case, from each of the products stored in Sales Layer. One of the most powerful functions of Sales Layer is the possibility of applying formulas which automatically transform our data. For example, imagine that we are editing a catalog for another country and we need a quick currency conversion. Well, just press the formula button in the price field, select the Convert Currency function, and write two simple parameters: EUR to indicate that the currency in which we store the data is the euro, and USD to indicate that this is the currency we're going to convert the data to. Now press the Test button, write 50 in the price field, and click on Run. Voila! We have a real-time currency conversion. Notice how Sales Layer indicates with the green color that in this field we are applying a formula. We can create as many channels as we need, and in each one of them apply a different conversion formula. For this example, we do not need to convert the currency, so we're going to eliminate the formula. An output channel allows us to select the fields we want to export and the order in which they will be exported. For example, we are going to eliminate the field tags and we're going to move the novelty field at the top. This way, we will easily see if the product is new once we export the data. If we want to add another field, just click on the Add New Field button, write a name for the field, and choose which field from our database we want to relate it to. Sales Layer is so smart that it has automatically selected the first field that we have not yet placed in the output connector, in our case, the Featured Product field. We can continue selecting fields from the Formats and Point of Sale tabs, but for now it will be enough, so we click on Save and Complete to finish creating our connector. It is time to import Sales Layer data into InDesign. Couldn't be easier. The first step will be to create a new data panel in EasyCatalog. To do so, click File, New, EasyCatalog Panel, New Sales Layer Data Source. We will now introduce a name for our panel, for example, Christmas Sales. We must enter the ID code of the connector that we just created in Sales Layer. We go back to Sales Layer, access the Channels menu, and press the Edit button on our channel. Now we copy the ID code of our connector and paste it into the EasyCatalog dialog box. We do the same with the private key. We copy and paste. Now, click the Apply button so that EasyCatalog connects to Sales Layer and imports the product information that we have defined in our channel. Finally, we choose the key field and press OK to close the dialog box. Notice how we now have all our data in EasyCatalog ready to start paginating. But first, let's group the data so that the structure of the panel replicates the structure of our data in Sales Layer. We select the Group option in the contextual menu of the EasyCatalog panel, and now we choose the fields Section 1, Section 2, and Section 3. These fields are the generic names that Sales Layer uses to refer to the fields of each of the product's categories. In our case, Section 1 shows the name of the main category, and Section 2 and 3 refer to the name of the secondary categories. If we click OK, we can see our panel much organized. with the products grouped correctly by category. The number of subcategories appear next to the name. For example, the kitchen category has 2 subcategories, appliances and household, which in turn indicate that they contain 2 other sections, each with a different number of products. As you can see, if we access the catalog view in Sales Layer, the kitchen section is divided into 2 subsections. If we click on Household and access the coffee section, we will see the products that belong to this category. Therefore, EasyCatalog can accurately reproduce the structure of our data in Sales Layer. In previous videos of our channel, we learned how to use the data from an Excel document or a database to design modules that will then be paginated into an InDesign document. This time, we have created the modules following the same techniques but using the data that comes from a channel in Sales Layer. So we're going to paginate. In a matter of seconds, all the information stored in Sales Layer is launched into the InDesign document in the order established by the catalog section. And here it is. Each product is occupying its position on the page using one module or another depending on the instructions given in Sales Layer and following the structure of our data. Green brackets indicate that the information we have in our EasyCatalog panel and that is synchronized with Sales Layer is identical to the information we just paginated into the InDesign document. But what if the user changes some data in Sales Layer? Imagine that you must change the price before the discount of the golden mirror. We enter the product spreadsheet in Sales Layer and indicate that instead of costing €299, it costs €350. We save the new data and go back to InDesign. Now, all we have to do is update the information in our data panel so that it synchronizes with the one in Sales Layer. EasyCatalog shows us that some of the information has been modified. If we look now at the price of the mirror, notice how the brackets appear in red. It's EasyCatalog's way of indicating that the data is not correct. If we now select the option Update Document All, the price changes automatically and its brackets are green again. One of the great advantages of Sales Layer in comparison to other PIM platforms is the fact that its connection with InDesign is bidirectional. In other words, any change of data that we make in our document can also be applied in Sales Layer. Let's see an example of this. Suppose we change in the document the price of this set of board games from €89 to €110. Updating the PIM with this new data is very simple. Click on Update Panel All to have the data in the document update the data in the panel. Then, select Synchronize with Data Source so that the panel data is synchronized with the Sales Layer information. We can now go to Sales Layer and verify that, as a matter of fact, the price of the set of board games is now €110. This process not only affects the data, we can also modify the appearance of our products from Sales Layer. Look how in our catalog there are some products that we want to show using a design that stands out from the others. Imagine that once the catalog was paginated, we decided to change the module we used. For example, instead of highlighting the green toaster, we need to highlight the red refrigerator. Or that, because there is an empty space in the Home Products page, we want the suitcases to be highlighted. In order to do this, we just have to go to Sales Layer and change the value of the Featured Product field for the green toaster, the fridge, and the suitcase. Just as we did before with the prices, we go back to InDesign and update our data panel. As EasyCatalog can assemble a catalog in a matter of seconds, we will paginate the document again. So we open a blank template of the catalog, choose the Paginate option, and we can easily see how the green toaster now appears with a simple module. The fridge and the suitcases, on the other hand, have been published as featured products. Also notice how the empty space in the third page has been filled in. Another great advantage of Sales Layer is the possibility of working with multiple languages simultaneously. Sales Layer allows us to store product information in more than 120 different languages. For our example, we have our information both in Spanish and English. So, to automatically translate our catalog, the first thing we have to do is check if all the content in Sales Layer is correctly translated. In EasyCatalog, we have created a custom field to indicate in which language we want to paginate our catalog. Right now, the value is EN to indicate that we're working with the English language. We're going to change it to ES so that it changes to Spanish. As we now use another language in the data source, we can see how many brackets in our document have changed it from green to red. Remember, this is how EasyCatalog tells us that the information in the document doesn't match the one on the panel. Just as we did before with the price change, all we have to do now is update the document, and in a few seconds we went from having a catalog in English to having the same catalog in Spanish. Can you imagine how long it would have taken us to manually translate this catalog? As we have seen, Sales Layer is a cloud-based PIM that allows us to keep our product information updated among multiple output channels. And, thanks to EasyCatalog, it's very easy to dump that data into InDesign. If you need more information, support, or training, visit our website at www.nosmedis.com.